I wonder if there's an age where you should admit failure or admit or evaluate your life. I say this failure bit because obviously there's a school of thought that you don't really fail, in that when you try something and it doesn't work, or it doesn't work the first time, or you fail the first time. I'm using it to explain something. Um, you can now learn from it. I believe to that school of thought as well. Um, I'm talking in the context of the. I'm talking in the context. Yeah, in the context. That was the right English. Of say if you move abroad, right? Say you move to the Mecca. Say you really have a time, you move abroad and you've stayed there for a few decades. So you've had the right path. You've got rid of everybody. When I say got rid of, because when you move, you almost lose touch with your uncles, aunties, getting to know your nephews, nieces, people that you could have interacted with. You move to another place, right? Now you've moved, and the idea is you live there for a period of time, then you kind of do well, and then you come back. Yeah, that's a normal pattern, right? Even if you forget everybody, you stay there. Eventually, you come back. And I wonder if there's a cutoff point. When I say cutoff point, I mean like an age you get to that you can't. When we say say you can't finish your project. I wonder because you've only obviously got a finite. After 50 or 60, you still grind it. Then you're just doing it for exercise. But that stage, you're just doing it because um, you just feel like doing something. You don't want to get bored if you have to work. But just imagine you kind of go through. Say you have projects back home. You're looking to build a house. Everyone is expecting you to come and do something. Maybe build one in Accra, build one in Kumasi, and build one in your village or wherever you're from. And life just passes you by, or you didn't plan well, or you've got to a point where you check your finances and you can't do the projects, you can't finish the projects. I've not been thinking about that lately, because if you have a bunch of projects and you check how much you get, and it also looks like a human being, you have your peak money making period. The people that give advice about save money, do this, do that, you know they mean well. Sometimes I need to explain it better. I think what they're saying is your skills and your strength, they almost keep going, going, going. You get a new job, it's easy to find work, you can retrain more. You get to a point where all of a sudden, um you kind of stabilize. So if you're earning say 70,000, you don't seem to go above anymore. You could, but because of maybe you have to retrain again, you can't do it. So most people, I'm assuming, will probably be about, I'm talking about Europe wise, probably about 40, 50,000 or whatever. And you've got your bills, blah, blah, and you've got projects and you check it and it's not going to work. Then what? Then what? Do you downsize or do you stop? I'll give you another scenario as well. Just imagine, um, you've been trying to do business first, and then hopefully, when the business does well, eventually you go and use the proceeds from the business to finish your project. When I say project, somewhere to stay, right? I think you should build in your hometown. I think from early you build in your hometown, right? You get to that point, and then all of a sudden you've got to a point, there's a level in which you should have reached. You're 50, 55, you should have at least finished the business and trying to do your house, and all of a sudden you haven't got to that point for whatever reason. Then what do you do? Because have heard stories about uncles that have been abroad for years. Everyone had great hope for them. They expected to come back and kind of do something so grand. I'll give you an example. One family member said they were gonna build me, like I should build a place near the village, and I said, "Cool. I just want something small that I can think." No matter how I explain it, there's something small is still huge because he wants to kind of do it in such a grand way that it will look good from his point of view, having built it, and it will be good for me having. I'm not interested in that because where I'm going to build that huge stuff, it will go be for commercial reasons. I'll build that near the metropolis, the commercial areas that I can kind of generate income, and then live somewhere small